So, as you understand the Messianic era, Ikveda de Meshicha, and in the Talmud Sota what says how we know it's a Messianic era. כשחוצפה תזכה, whenever that even you cannot believe to the government, and that governments they say right, they do the left. All those attributes for the Messianic era right now is happening. First of all, you see the democracy in United States under the question. Whenever that 75 million people that were votes, the already votes for Trump was put aside, and by the fraud, the Democrats got to the power. And it's a fraud. And that the Facebook and Twitter and so on, even what they did, they erased the account of Trump. It means that whenever that you think it's politically correct, and as we said in the last session, it means that you cannot, okay, you have to be polite to others, you have to respect all other rights, even that they are LGBT, lahatab, and so on. Everything that you think, also family, it's not a family. Men and women and the children. Even two guys, they can got married. Two women can get married. Everything that you see in the postmodernism, as well post-Zionist, everything is instead of this side became like that. Okay, first of all, it does mean that something is happening that we need our, for our response. As they say in Magen David, do you remember the Magen David secret that we told? One. Second thing, whatever that's happening in Israel, it's a hybridic government. It's post-Zionist and allies of journalists getting all together, 8 governments all together. You see that in the same year, it's that Biden getting to the power. Right now, Bennett getting to the power. That it's a hybridic government and post-Zionist government. Also in Iran, Raisi, that he was one of the butchers, one of those that 30,000 in his death committee were got killed by his order, and Khomeini, and getting to the power. So it means what's going on over here? Everything is not right. So that's the point. This is the Jewishness. This is the accountability of as a Jew, as a Bnei Noach, getting back to our common sense. You see how the butcher that she have to be purified. That butcher cannot be in power, but getting to the power in postmodernist, values. There is no any values. There is no Zionist. There is no any. It's a post-Zionist. It's post-Holocaust. It's post-modernist. It's post-Corona. It's virus COVID-19. It's era. It means that everything it's over here. It's not constructive. It's constructive. It means that you have to think rationally. What does your ratio and logics and the Bible is said? What is right is right. It means that you have to use your logics to understand this Messianic era and the accountability of the 17 nations as well. Israel, that's you see the Khamenei with its Khaled Mashal, all those that getting paid for hatred for Israel. That's the point. That's the point. They say why they have so hatred to Israel, because we're coming with the mankind, with coming with another standards of kindness. We're coming for the peace. We're coming for not conquer all other nations under our umbrella. We each of us, as the part of the body. There's a head and mind and the hands, as we say, Eser Sfirot. We have legs and so on. So it means that the body of the nation. It means that each of us, we have the right wing, we have the left wing, we have the Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, and all those that have their own responsibility for the unification of the Israeli nation altogether as the chosen nation for enlightening other nations. So it means that Raisi, as a butcher, whenever that's getting to the power, it means that as alert for all the nations that cannot respect the values of human rights. Whenever it's like a Hitler bringing it to the power. What does it mean? What's going on within the United Nations? What's going on with all the nations that were in silence? What's going on with the thousands of the millions of the people not democratically getting to the power? How all these human rights sessions and all the United Nations and so on, it's all these governments that are based on the human rights, they are in silence for massacres that's happening in Iran and others, other in the region. Just we can say that between 10 to 15 million people were killed by the Muslims. Muslims killed one each other. It means that Israel have to bring the peace. It depends on us how to influence others as well. Abraham Avinu, as well Moses, as well Avot HaKedoshim, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, that they influence the humanity for the kindness also is our forefathers did, and is a responsibility as a chosen nation is for us as accountability to bring it out to all the nations instead of disputes, have resolutions for the disputes and peace making agreement as they did with the Abraham Accords, Heskemei Abraham. That means Abraham Avinu, our forefathers, is brought the humanity for the humanity. The monotheism, the same thing is happening with us. That's where we have to do the same. We are right now. We are in contact with 60 nations as well of the 54 Muslim countries as well 22 Arab countries. Right now, we are 85% in peace with others. And those, that Iran regime, it's not the Iranian people, that we have 2,700 years, 2,700 years of the Irano-Judaica heritage together. Don't forget that our prophets, Chagai, Melachi, as when Habakkuk, as when Ezra and Nehemiah, as well Daniel Hanavi, Sarach Batasher. Where do you think that he was buried? He's buried in Iran. It means the great Iran was 127 Medina, as in the Esther scroll says, Megillat Esther says. And it was even in India, 150 years ago, they were not only speaking Sanskrit, they were speaking also Persian. It was part of the culture of the India. As Iranians, we are, Indo-European nation. And the point is that everything depends on Israel. They can get Hakol Talui Be Israel. getting to the skies or getting to the sands of the sea.